Hello and welcome to Archlight Games. We're back in Factorio with Bob's Mods. Now we're just about to start getting our electric mining drills set up. This is a good place to start the first one. I'm not going to power it on just yet because we don't really have anywhere for it to go. So we'll get some transport belt going. I haven't actually decided where the factory will end up going, the full furnaces, so we'll just get enough to start smelting locally. Just do a little bit of work here and there. Right, I'll just change this chain up a little bit. Don't need you up there. Excellent. Start locking in some of our items. Cool. Coal is going to be good. Don't have a science pack to put in. Need more iron. Oh, no, actually I need more wood for the next inserter. Fortunately, there's actually a fair amount of trees around here. Not a forest, but enough to get some good wood. Good amount of wood. Make 5. I'm going to talk about what inspired me to do this series, and it was a series that Arumba was doing. Some of you who follow a lot of Factorio will know who Arumba is. He's a YouTuber who, well, does a lot of serious grand strategy games and does a lot of Factorio stuff. And so I based this series around a group of Roomba and several other YouTubers doing a big multiplayer game where they'd surrounded themselves with enemies and give themselves, well, quite a few very small resources. I slightly altered it to have huge, big resources, but I decided that it looked like a lot of fun, so that's what I decided that I'll be doing. I'm actually going to move you away. Go into there. Stack you guys up. Don't need this iron ore. We can actually stop this production here. Right, and we'll get another iron. Ooh. That's the right key. So next one, we need a yes. Now our power is starting to dwindle. I was wondering when that would happen. Yeah, still managed to get some copper ore, iron ore. More transport belt. Bring some power out for the electric mining drill. Yeah, that's a good place for it. Need a lot more transport belt. Gonna stop these burner miner drills. Don't really need them there. More iron, more belt. Oops, wrong place. Excellent. Now we have eternal power, but we have stopped researching. So, that's doing nicely. Now we can start thinking about where to put our furnace stack while our science works. So I wanted our main factory to spread upwards this way. So that would make sense to have our burners quite early on. Yeah, it could work quite nicely actually. Start it down here, move it up. Now there's a new furnace stack design that I've been shown on YouTube that actually looks quite neat. I might try it out. Rather than having coal line, my previous furnace stack had resource line, coal line, resource line. So I'd do iron, coal, copper. Instead, you'd do something more along the lines of this, of iron and coal, and copper and coal. So you'd put the coal onto those lines, and then eventually you just remove it out. So it involves a lot of splitters, and splitting the coal onto the line of copper or iron, and then eventually you can just remove the input of the copper or of the coal, and then it will just be a pure iron or copper line. So we've got to try and do that. So what it involves is an input of coal. It needs a lot more space than the other way I'm used to doing. And we also need the splitters, which we don't have yet. I think it's like this. Nope, still one too far in. It also only uses one inserter as opposed to two, a long-handed and a short-handed inserted. So with that we now have our required splitters. Gonna need another two of these. You can go there and lock you in. You're gonna go there, lock you in. Gonna need a bit of underground as well. Quite a bit of underground. I think I need to raise these. I definitely need to raise them up more. So, in theory, coal goes in here, iron in here, splits onto these two lines which go out to either side. Now, you get coal into there, which is easy, iron into there, easy. Gonna need more transport belts. Whoa, hello! Okay. Good thing I have those turrets starting to be researched. Gonna need them very soon. A lot sooner than I thought I would need. Apparently, Biters, not a big fan. Right, so what do I need for? Yep. Okay. So that's going to be our coal line. Another splitter. Always more transport belt. It's going to cool a little bit there. Gonna need yet another splitter actually. Research into turrets. Definitely gonna need turrets. Gonna split it here. I'll just draw it back from there. Come on, turrets. Hey, right when I said it. And now I need some walls as well. And I'm going to need to make some ammo for our first turret. So I'm pretty sure their attack came from these biters up here, which makes sense. We are building pretty close to where they are. There we go. So that should hopefully defend us from any future attacks for a little bit. At least until we can get some more turrets up and running. Let's stick these down now so I know what we're doing. Right. Annoying thing with this, with using splitters, is that I never feel like they look even. They just always skew to one side, which always just puts me off a little bit. And here's the next attack. Excellent. That turret's going to do nicely. Just got to make sure that we got enough ammo to keep it up to fighting. Alright. Actually, it's probably more important that we get iron in first before we do anything else. Okay. Electronics will be the next thing. Probably don't have enough. And that's fine. Just chuck those in. We'll fix this up later. Excellent. that, once we have power around here, we can get started on our great iron production. Excellent. Now we'll just stop that. Cool. And so, there we go. We've got to connect up that coal line. It's the next thing that we need to get done. Looks like we might even be able to bring the furnaces down one. And keep that in mind. I wonder actually. In theory, that would work. In theory. I have the space, I might as well use it. And we'll probably have double line of coal, in which case it'll be much better if we use it properly. So now we need to get, just gotta fuel up these stacks, these furnaces, not more copper, transport belt. This will become copper here. Hey, there we go. And now, our copper line, let's go for a ride. So, in theory, coal will come down this line, all the way down. We'll follow this piece, just because it's here more. Go under here, be split in half here, so one will go onto this line, which will become copper, and one will go onto this line, which is then fed down here. I believe that's where our first piece of coal is coming, into here and fed onto this inside track. Excellent. This is going to work really well. Now, I did not come up with this design. I saw that Aruba was using it, and he got it from somebody else. It works out quite nicely. I quite like it. So, thank you to the original creator of this design. But for now, this is going to be Archlight Games signing off. Bye bye.